Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's episode of the Relax Freelancers podcast, celebrating our 2 years of doing this amazing show, playing this perfect game. I am your host, Agnakai, as always, joined by my co-hosts, Vince Wild and Seiko Bods. How you doing, everybody?
Awesome.
Mate.
So excited to hit this milestone.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm keen. Glad we've been doing this. It's been so much fun.
Yeah. You guys remember when we started and it was just audio only? There was no video. No one could
Mm.
see us. We weren't suiting up. Oh, man.
Yeah.
What
We're
a
now
time.
Completely professional outfit, blown away. How many channels are we on these days, Agnakai?
Oh, Jesus. We're on every platform ever. TikTok supports us now, dude. TikTok.
Yeah.
It's just
How
silly.
many viewers have we made?
I don't know. They don't count that high. The counter just breaks. It's that amazing. Anthem is that good of a game that we have just completely broken the system. I live in a mansion now. It's amazing.
Yeah. We've hit a full stop on numbers.
Oh man, I quit school. I quit life. I just play Anthem now. It's been perfect. But let's reminisce. Let's go back to when Anthem started. It was an amazing launch. E3 looked great, and then the game came out, and oh my god, launching off that tower, launching into the sky as
So
Iron
good.
Man. Oh, Vince, let's start over to you. How did you start off? How do you love the game now?
I think what I saw in E3 versus what I saw in the game, I mean, the game just blew my expectations of actually seeing the live version play out. I mean, they really underbaked it into E3 versus the actual game. And when you take those first steps and jump off that's going through, but you hear that clang and the thunders of the thrusters kicking in, you finally feel like Iron Man. I mean, of course, I went the Colossus that was going there. That was my primary choice to go through. Who wants to be nothing but the Hulkbuster as part of this?
Of course, of course.
So true.
What about you, Seiko? What was your first time flying in your armor like?
Oh, mate, the absolute realism of the overheating engines and flying through waterfalls just to cool them down. It was beautiful, very well thought. And of course, I had to choose the Storm, being the most fun. I mean, who wouldn't want to fly around constantly shooting lasers and
Of course.
lightning at enemies?
Of
So
course.
good.
Of course. So it launched back in 2019, and of course, what a start it had. An amazing story right up to that massive climax with, of course, the anthem, the big explosion, and then we had Cataclysm drop, the huge DLC. No one's expected to be so big. Titans coming in, weather events, 5 new strongholds, more dungeons. No other game could compete with this. RIP
Don't
Destiny.
forget the mechanics of it. Don't forget the mechanics of it. Catalysm. I mean, that I think was the definitive moment when it said, "Destiny, you're dust."
That's it. That's it.
That really was it.
Yeah.
Just nail in the coffin. That's it. Can you imagine if we started a Destiny podcast and tried to stick with that?
Mate, I would honestly feel so fucking stupid if I started a Destiny podcast. I mean, Destiny is dust.
It's
now.
gone.
As
It's trash.
you said, it's just Anthem really was the Destiny killer.
Of course it was.
Absolutely-
We all knew it was. We all had
Absolutely
faith.
obliterated it.
Of course.
Has what, like 12 online players now, Destiny?
Maybe one. Maybe. You're lucky if you find a match in what do they call their PvP? Trash? I don't know.
Try Hard Sweat.
Hard sweat, of course.
Trials, which I think was actually a great name because it was just a trial. It wasn't serious about itself.
That's true.
Like Anthem.
Yes, true.
I mean,
Oh.
Anthem's the game for serious players. That's why us, ourselves, all dressed in fine suits that are going through tonight. Unlike some of those other
Professional.
podcasters we see out there who are really no tops, nothing but tattoos.
Tape on their
very
titties.
different. Yeah.
Disgusting. Well, I know it's been 2 years, and I know we've had a wild ride, but we do have to get out of here again, guys. So until next week, we've been the Anthem Podcast. Thank you very much for listening. We'll see you next time.
I overhear transmissions sometimes.
There are things out in the dark that only the dark can overcome.
Long story, and it may look like I don't know what I'm doing, but I do. Maybe not.
You're going to see a lot of things you won't understand. Eyes out, Guardian.
That was
Welcome, ladies and
fuck.
gentlemen, to this special 1-year anniversary of the Relaxed Guardians podcast. I am, as always, your host, Agli Kai, joined by my co-host, Sebs. How you doing, Sebs?
Fuck off. That was pretty fucking cool. I like that. I haven't got much to say. When the fuck did you do that?
Last night,
Right.
when I told you I had to go do an Anthem podcast, that's what I went and did.
Right, you actually went and did like. I like how everybody was dressed up, even Vince. They're like,
So-
it's like a classy
so-
get together.
I wasn't. I was just in my usual, and then Vince showed up full suit. So I went, oh, okay, so we're doing this. And then I went and suited up, and then Seiko joined later. I went, oh, so we're doing this, so I went and suited up.
Wow.
But Vince's logic was you constantly take your shirt off, so we're treating it like an alternate timeline, so let's go full suited up.
That was spectacular. That was fucking cool.
Yeah.
Well done, Vincent. Now we know. So for the audio listeners, so obviously audio listeners, you would have heard that, but in the background, Ags, Vince Wild, and Seiko were all dressed up in full suits. Agnakai had the anthem. So if obviously you just started listening, this man here tried to start an anthem podcast and it failed. He's 2 episodes, was it?
Yeah, 2 episodes that never got released.
Yeah, and I've tried to get them. I haven't got them. I tried to get them, but that was awesome. That was cool as fuck. Whose idea was that?
It was mine.
That was
So,
amazing.
I came up with that idea a couple of months back, and then it was just like timing of when we could do it. And then with the 1 year coming up, I was like, we got to do it for the 1 year. And then, of course, I've been like smashed with work, so like Vince has been awesome about it. He's like, hey. When we got in there, Vince is like, I've got the entire dossier on everything that is Anthem. I've got the entire story. I've got every fucking character thing. I know about priming and detonating characters. I know how to play Anthem without ever playing Anthem. And I'm like, yeah, sweet. We're just going to talk shit about how Anthem killed Destiny for 5 minutes. Talk shit about Sebs without saying Sebs' name, and then dip.
No, man, that was
And he
cool.
was all for it. Oh, the Men in
Wow.
Black thing, Seiko walked into the room with the sunnies on, and they just did the bit, and like, we're gonna end on that. Let's just end on that.
That is fucked. Fuck you. And I was like, finally, we're gonna get the fucking. When you turn on his editing thing, I was like, oh, finally, we're gonna get a fucking law video that we haven't had time to fucking do. But you've had that fucking to do. Holy shit.
Yeah. So,
Wow. Amazing.
yeah, it was a good
Fucking
laugh.
amazing.
That was a good
No,
laugh.
that was cool.
Oh man, we couldn't get it straight. Like, it was like a 5-minute total. Took us like half an hour to record it because we get started and we'd start laughing. There was one time where I said your name instead of Vince's name when I was introducing the co-host.
Shit.
Oh my
that's
goodness.
Cool.
Anyway.
Anthems. But back to Anthem though. The fucking the thought of Anthem, the whole thing behind Anthem, it was actually a very, very good idea. But
Yeah.
it was just fucking
Underutilized.
yeah, it was just shit, and it's just the repeating of the shit, the repeating of the
Yeah.
same old shit. But hey,
It's what
All
happened
right,
with
we are-
Cyberpunk. Anyway, we are a Destiny podcast.
we are a Destiny podcast, and as I've
Oh.
said, it's been a year today. Well, year roughly about this time, I think. I can't-
Recently, yeah.
yeah.
So we
And so, what are you wearing, fucker?
So I was gonna like wear like party favors to celebrate 1 year. I was gonna like find a 1 year sash or some shit for my kid's birthday. But the only stuff I had left over was from my sister-in-law's bachelorette party, so that's what I'm wearing.
Right, so you got a gold hat on. What is on your chest?
It's the pink ladies L.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I think we passed the L's, isn't it? How long are you supposed to have L's on for?
Yeah, a year. So losing my L's. Yeah.
So you fuck you with a bucket. You
Fuck you with a bucket.
So
I-
you did that, and then you were in my stream last night
Mhm.
with the bucket, fucking about with the bucket.
Yep.
And then you edited it today.
I edited it all last night. I was up till like 2 a.m. I did that, and I did I did another little surprise I've got for the end here for us. Nothing to do with Anthem. It's actually a nice surprise this one.
Shit. No,
So-
man. I was like, I thought it was fucking cool.
Yeah.
I love just as our community, guys, and obviously you, whoever listens to our podcast, this is a community. I just love the camaraderie that we have within our community. It is just fucking awesome.
Mm.
Like even just what you did now, just like our thing, and that's what we tend to. And then even the people being in my stream for the last couple of days, it's been fucking amazing. Like the community that we have within Destiny, other than the toxic people, is fucking amazing. Toxic people like Seiko.
Oh,
All right.
fuck that guy. Yeah. No, it was sorry, Vince is in the chat saying that I did all this amazing work. I just did the recording and that flash bit. Vince is like, do you want like a news anchor intro for the Anthem thing? I was like, yes. Yes, I do. He goes, sweet, give me 10 minutes. And he comes back with that. I'm like,
Well,
what?
because I was like, because I thought it was a new intro, because we were talking about a new intro for the thing. I was like,
I buried the lead. I was like, oh, I need you to turn up the stream and be listening because Vince has made me an intro for the show, and I want your opinion. And then it goes into the.
well, exactly, because I was like, I was looking at the characters, and I was like, that's not fucking Destiny character. I was like, why? I was like, why are we looking at Warframe? I don't, like because they look like Next. I was like, I don't understand what the fuck is going on. And then you went Anthem. I was like, oh, this is what it fucking is.
Did you like?
Yeah.
You like how we all had green screens except for Seiko?
Yeah, like I was like, so how did you get a green screen? Or was it just
You
a
can put
Zoom thing?
you can put an image behind you through Zoom.
Right.
Like yeah.
Oh yeah, because Vince would have Zoom.
Yep.
For 3 people.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
That's amazing.
It's great. It was a great time. Good fucking laugh.
That's fucking awesome. That's
Yeah.
amazing. That
So
is absolutely fantastic. That's thrown me for a loop now, though, because I can't. My trainer thought isn't all there now. I'm like, fuck.
oh man.
Shit.
That was great. So they were absolute troopers, Vince and Seiko, for jumping in with that. Because Seiko had an exam right before that. He did a 2-hour exam, and he reckons he smashed that. He had 2 hours to do it. He did it like an hour 10. He fucking blitzed it. Handed that in, jumped over, and he's like, "All right, let's go. While I'm riding this high, let's record this." So
Wow.
yeah,
That's amazing.
absolute
That's absolutely
troopers.
fantastic.
Seiko.
Yeah, that's
Seiko did
amazing.
Yeah. So
Wow.
okay. It's kind of good timing at the moment because there's nothing that's happened in Destiny this week. There's no story beat that's come out. We had Iron Banner, but I took a break from Destiny this week, to be honest.
Do you find that weird?
I do.
Why? I don't
know
understand why we've got. Yeah, there's no story, nothing. There's nothing. I was expecting the epilogue. I was expecting the end of it.
So
But it's fuck all.
we don't have a roadmap for this season.
No.
And we don't actually know if we have an epilogue. Do you think that we've already finished the season's story? And that the Witch Queen worm extraction is going to be the start of the Witch Queen DLC? We finished the season story.
Nah, they can't because it's February. It's fucking we're in November now. November,
know.
December, January, February. It's 3 months away.
But we knew
They
that
need something.
we knew that was going to be the thing when they delayed it, and it was always going to be the same length of story that we always get. I mean, surely we get one more event, but
Well, it's
what
on
if we
the
don't?
it's on the 9th week now, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So maybe probably week 10. So next week.
Yeah. Look,
Well,
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. So you took a break from Destiny for the week.
mm-hmm. Not because I'm not liking Destiny, but like it was purely just Trials isn't on. I'm not doing carries. I've done all of my Iron Banner for the season.
Yep.
And like, yeah, we get the glows and whatever, but like I've got the armor, so I can put the glows on whenever I want. So yeah, I took a break, played stuff like Fall Guys and Among Us, and just like played a bunch of party games and shit, and just sort of had just a weird break week, and it was nice. It was a good refresh, and I'm kind of excited to get back this weekend to Destiny.
Played the 12-year-olds. I played with the 12-year-olds. Played very, very 12-year-old games.
We did.
Among
Well,
Us.
look, fucking, we all, what was it, like Monday or Sunday night? We're playing Among Us, and then everyone goes, "You guys want to play Monopoly?" I'm like, yes, I want to play Monopoly. So we had a party chat full of people playing fucking Monopoly. Like,
I don't know. I wasn't invited, mate. It's all right.
we were already full, and you went
I'm sure.
online, and
I don't actually. I've been streaming till 12 o'clock. But
you've
I
been
had,
going hard on GMs, and you've been doing a ton of stuff.
mate, I did the proving grounds today with Shawnee and Dark. It
Is that
is
this week's one?
fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is fucked.
Yeah.
It is so difficult. But like this, yeah, I went hard with the GMs. I started doing the GMs, and I just farming and stuff like that. But highlight my message: bucket, fuck off.
They want you to bucket on podcast.
But They fucking so I did so all right. So what doesn't know? So what I've done is in my stream, I've done all sabotage. There is nothing good in my stream for myself. You can use channel points, you can sabotage me. So you can change kinetic, change fucking special, you can change heavy, you can change my armor exotic. I changed it today. You can make me use my super straight away. You can make me put a fucking bucket on my head. But the buckets have changed the marks. I'm on Mark 3 at the moment.
Mark 3.
Yeah.
Love it.
I'm on Mark 3. And so you can do this. So I went in and I was being really nice. And I was like, Pooh, come in. I think Herbs is in. Come in, mate. I'll take you through the GM. Easy enough. And for about 5 minutes of it, I had been in a fucking bucket because people just kept subbing to me. They got 4,000 points and they bloody got a bucket on it.
Yeah.
And one was it right at the beginning. And I turned around and put my speeder on and I slammed straight into a wall and killed myself into a position that I couldn't get fucking res. They come in, wiped out. So I felt sorry for the fuckers because for about 40 minutes, they just saw me jumping around in circles.
Just smashing you with buckets.
Yeah. And then I was at the boss and we got to the boss and they're like, buckets. And then, so what I tend to do is I just jump and shoot. And then trying to listen to what the boys are telling me to do. And they go, oh, you're dead. But it was Septis Prime. And I fucking took the bucket off. And I was outside in the middle.
Oh, no.
Like,
so when you're in the final room?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So you're in the small little room on the left-hand side that you can get a little bit of cover. But when I took the bucket off, I was like literally outside underneath Septic Prime dying.
Oh, no.
And now they're shouting in thing. Relax gamer, sabotage, bucket, Mark 3, bucket.
So the reason Sebs doesn't stream this podcast is he needs a break. Okay?
Yeah.
He needs time to recuperate. You guys can't just keep building points on him. And I don't know how you don't pass out from heat underneath that bucket because it's not like it's like a paint drum that you've put LED strips around.
Yeah.
And then a battery pack on the side of it. So it's
no,
like,
it's power. That's it.
Power.
That's 240. That's 240 volts, man.
So you put 240 volts of power on his fucking head repeatedly.
Yep.
It's like 5-6 minutes at a time. I did it to you for 5 minutes at one point because I just didn't want to see your face at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how the hell you don't pass out.
Yeah, that's fucking cool. No, it's had a great.
What does
had
the
a good
missus
response.
think of the random disco parties that happen in your room?
Well, she's the one who built Mark II.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's the one who built Mark II. Mark II is just basically lights, but the problem is, as you can see, all the lights are in there.
Oh,
everybody,
no.
and you. So as you put it on, it was muting myself.
Oh, that's what that was from.
Yeah.
So you posted the outside of this. So what you've done is you've got a bunch of like Christmas light,
Yep.
right?
Pokes a hole
And
through.
You've poked them through.
Yep.
From the inside, so they sit on top.
Yep.
And then they light up from the inside out.
Yep.
You posted the outside of that, right? In our Discord. And we were trying to figure out what the hell it was. And we all thought that you were like pooping balloons or some shit. Like you just turned into a drug mule all of a sudden. And this is your
Mark II, man.
stash.
Mark II.
That's Mark II. Right. I'm so glad you went straight to Mark III because you would have just electrocuted yourself.
I did it for a while, but all the ends of the fucking bubbles were like they were. The issue you got is, let me have a look. The issue you got is so inside, they also light up.
Yeah.
See?
Oh.
And so you were there, and you were basically giving yourself a bloody fit inside the bucket. I was like, I can't do that. I can't.
You're
really
a crazy
can't.
person.
I really can't deal with that right now.
She was trying
then-
to kill. She was going for
Yeah.
a kill.
Yeah. Hey, Pancake, how's it going?
Pancake,
But so then Vince goes, I got an idea. He fucks off. You know DJ Marshmallow?
yeah.
So he showed me that.
Yeah.
And then there was one for $600 and you could have all the rotating lights and stuff, but you can see.
Oh, right.
So I've got an idea for Mark IV already.
Is it a jetpack?
No, it's because the issue I've got is you put a bucket on your head and you can't see. So you can't when you trying to play, it's basically if you hit the wall, you can't see what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
What I want to do is get a bucket, get the big Coke bottle glasses, and stick them to the front of the bucket so you can see through, but everything is completely blurred.
Oh, okay. I was like, if you say you want to be able to see out of your bucket, I said to you with Mark 1, you need to drill eye holes so you
No.
can see what you're doing.
I want everything to be like blurred out, so you can't see. You can see the shapes.
You're going to destroy your eyes.
Fuck
You're going
it,
to
they're already-
destroy your eyes.
Nah, you'd be right. You'd be right. You
Oh,
got two.
God.
You got two. Just use one.
What, you just do one big like telescope out of your bucket? Jesus Christ.
But it's fucking great. It's good. I'm having a great reaction to it. It's fucking great. I like it. Like
The
people
rash
just
is
love it.
slowly going down. Like, I'm fine.
But yeah, so that's what's going on. The last week, I've had a great reaction. I've been chatting to a few fucking people. It's usually all our guys. But it's been hilarious. It's been funny. It's been very, very funny.
Yeah, look, your streams have been blowing up since you've hit affiliate. You're going crazy hard though with it. Like, you're doing your buckets, you're doing your channel point streams, you're doing very long streams now. It's just crazy. And to think that when we started this, you hated streamers.
Hey man, I'm a fucking streamer. Yeah, thanks for the bits. Thanks for the subs. Thanks for the follow. Woo, woo, woo.
Thank you for the biddies.
Peace out.
And now here you are with a bucket on your head.
And then I have a fucking bucket on my head.
Oh my
But
goodness.
But what was I gonna say? But I've had so Pancakes turned around and told me, he goes, oh, look at this, mix it up. And so I peaked and now I am plateauing and now it's just a hard dive.
The peak, you still got a ways to go to the peak, trust.
Nah, fuck now, man.
Million views is the peak.
And so I've been dealing with mix it up. So I want to get, so I've been taking sound bites. I've learned how to do sound bites, take them off and video bites and all that sort of stuff. And I've had trouble and I finally worked out today. So hopefully I may even get on after this, depends on what time it is. And we'll see what goes on after this.
Are you traveling again for work or are you home?
I took a week off.
Took a week off.
Yeah, I phoned my boss. I was like, I don't feel it. And so I took another week off.
Fair enough.
Because we had obviously renovations.
Yeah.
They laid about
Your fucking
so my
renovations.
my fucking renovations. So my roof, my floor does. It's got a peak in the center where the house was, and then
Yeah.
everything else has gone down. And the guy phones me up, and he's a great builder. And he goes to me, he just lets me know what the fuck is going on every time. And he goes, mate, I need to tell you something. And he goes, yeah. He goes, it's got a drop of about 70 mil.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, all right. What can you do? And he goes, oh, well, we can add this and this and this and make it kind of level, but it's not going to be level. I was like, I don't fucking care. Just get it within as best as you can. I didn't notice it was not level to begin with. I'm not going to notice it now. Some of the areas are undercovers and stuff like that. So the guy goes, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, mate. So it's a toss-up of fix it or pay 10K to rip all the floor out and put a brand new floor in.
You know that episode of The Simpsons where the entire town rebuilds Flanders' house and it's like a clown house inside, like hallways turn into like tiny until you can't get in. There's a toilet in the kitchen. I feel like that's gonna be your house by the end of this.
No. So what they did, they go, right, we're gonna put a plastic sheet down, put like a shit ton of concrete down, and then it will be a solid floating floor above your wood floor. Oh, cool as fuck. So last night or yesterday, they put it all in and they tiled it today. And last night it was damp as shit because I had about 400 liters of liquid cement heating up to cook off.
Yeah.
Plus it's pissing down with rain.
Yeah.
And it's been pissing down with rain all fucking day. So it's just damp as shit in my house. But that's why I'm having.
That's,
Good times.
I mean,
I got no windows, nothing. It's just literally open. I've got a tab there.
top. This is flapping in the wind.
Yeah. Right.
Oh my goodness.
So look, we know nothing's going on in Destiny. It's very thing. The new Proving Grounds is the GM, as we've already discussed. There was a conversation. Right. So theory. I think one of the boys.
I like when you theory peek.
One of the boys said something. So, do you know Right. Sivurath, Savathun.
Spider-Man
Alright.
came back to fight orcs.
Bro. So,
No Way Home
Fourth.
confirmed.
fourth sister.
Or sibling.
Yeah.
What? Okay, where did this theory come from?
Don't know. Out of the ether, man. Out of the ether. I haven't got a fucking clue. All right. Fourth sister. I can't remember her name. Begins with T. I think. Remember the fourth sister who got the dad killed?
That wasn't a sister. That was a rival clan.
No, it was a. So but no, she was a sister or something. And then she went to the helium drinkers to take over the parent, the dad with the worm. And then she was going to take over from there then.
She wasn't a sister. She was a brood mother. She was their brood mother.
Right. There we are. Cool.
Yeah. What's her name?
Theory.
What is her name? I know who you're talking about. I forgot now.
It's begins with T, isn't it?
Tracy. Yeah, it's something. It's like
Tracy.
Tracy. I'm gonna stick with Tracy.
We'll stick with Tracy. I'm not gonna fucking look over it, but like, so Tracy. So what happened was the theory is what happened was that they were chasing Tracy through the galaxy.
Yeah.
Okay. There was a section in it that a couple of 100 years later, after they had become the Hive, she turned up again.
Yes.
So the theory is that she could be coming back into the game because brood mothers do not age.
No,
They-
brood mothers. Okay. Now this is
They-
where people are getting confused.
I think that's my thing.
Okay, so yeah, this is where theories get a bit rabbit holey. She's not a hive. The hive happened when the Kree, being the sisters, took on the worms, and then they created a new thing. Kind of like the hive, are kind of like a new brood of Kree, and then the lucent brood that are coming out like a new breed of hive. So it's kind of like evolutions on top,
Yeah.
right? Tracy was a brood mother, but of a Kree, so they don't not age, but they live longer than the 10-year lifespan expected of a Kree.
Yeah.
And so they feel like the brood mothers live for ages. It could be like till they're 16. It's not massive. But anyway.
If she hasn't made a deal.
Well, she went with the Harmony. So she constantly
Yeah.
was following the light. So if anything, I kind of thought this a while ago, but I didn't really have anything to pin it to. I feel like she has somehow gained paracausality through the light, not through the hive. Maybe through an Ahamkara, because you know the Ahamkara have been an issue when Savathun and Oryx and Zevroth are fighting the Harmony. The Ahamkara were around at that point, and that's constantly how, like, that's how the Harmony kept winning. Zevroth was smashing them with tactics and war, and they kept making wishes to win. So it's like,
So the thought is that she's going to come back
yeah, probably.
somehow.
Probably.
And I think that'd be a great thing. Depends on if the thought is the darkness is the hive. The next step up from the hive is the darkness. Because there's always theories of the darkness, the hive follow the darkness.
Yeah.
And so
It's that nouning again, isn't it? It's that naming convention that they can't fucking nail.
yeah.
They have darkness that's like faction. So like Hive and Fallen and Cabal and everything used to fall under it too, but now they don't in Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Then you have darkness being controlled via the entity. And then like the things that it does through the pyramid ships that we've seen through Shadowkeep and Beyond Light.
Right.
So it's like
Or it's not. No, thinking. Look, bear with me. Okay?
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So we have the entity, okay?
yeah.
All right, that we class it as, and we have the hive, darkness, and all the darkness factions and stuff like that. What if they're not? What if the darkness, the entity, and the darkness factions? I'm going to call them factions for now, and I am going to any other better word for them.
Yeah.
Are not connected. What if the entity, darkness factions, are connected, and the actual darkness, because they haven't showed us really any animosity, they've given us thing is neutrality as such. They just need to have everything neutral again. Something like that, you know?
Right.
Yeah, you understand?
Okay, so yeah, you keep going, you go.
Yeah. So they when they turn on and says the darkness follow the high follow the darkness, it could possibly be the entity, the travel followed the entity, and the entity's coming behind the darkness machine, the ships type of thing. So we all go, oh, they're all the same fucking thing. But we know the entity is not the darkness now, because the entity is a fucking savage, primordial beast that we class in it as now, because obviously there's a new law out saying it's an actual entity, and they've given it the name of an entity. So what if they're not the same? What if they're not in the same bucket as such? Yes, the hive, the entity is in the same bucket possibly, and then the darkness just wants to be neutral. It just wants to be a neutral party in this.
So okay, so what you're saying is, if we go all the way back to the garden game with the gardener and the winnower, usually the gardener is referred to as the light side that leads all the way down to the traveler, and then the winnower is the dark side that leads all the way down to the pyramid ships.
Yeah.
I was kind of doing this too. I was assuming that the winnower, when they entered our universe, the winnower became the entity. You're saying that the winnower isn't the entity, that the entity is a creature, I'll call it a creature, from within the darkness.
Possibly, yeah. Or in theory, you got the winnower and the gardener. They're the two main creatures. As they fought, they split off. Gardener become the traveler, or a part of the gardener become the traveler, and a part of the winnower become the darkness. But then still, the winnower is now the entity as such.
Yeah.
In theory.
I like the theory. Are we making it too complicated for a Destiny lore perspective?
No, because they're complicated as fuck.
That's true.
Anyway,
that's true.
You know, they always like throwing now they become vexed type of thing. They always like they play on words, and it's like that. Vex is this. Well, actually, the gardener of the window made the Vex. They may not have made the construct of the Vex, but they actually made the I'm going to say ectoplasm, the little thing within
the Vex milk.
The Vex milk will make them Vex. So yeah, it most probably is very complicated, but I've had some time to think whilst my head has been in the bucket. I've had some things.
It focuses your thoughts.
Well, they do say if you actually run an electric charge through your brain, you can actually do better maths.
What was the machine called that Future Walcott was using to see the future? Was it just called the machine?
Mr. Machine. Mr. Machine Boaty Face.
There was some machine, I forget what it was called, but they would put themselves in it, and they would almost die, have a vision of the future, and come back to life. You've done that with the bucket. 240 volts coursing through your head, and you come out and you're like, what if the entity isn't the darkness?
Yeah, because like if you thought, because it got me thinking. So if you think about it, like the darkness ships, and obviously it could in Witch Queen, when Witch Queen comes in, it could just fucking throw it all out the window, because it looks like the raid is within the darkness ship.
Oh, we know it's confirmed to be inside the pyramid ship.
Yeah, but it's all dependent on what we are fighting in the darkness ship.
Yeah. So I've said that I don't think it's going to be anything crazy, massive lore-wise. If anything, it might be this creature Skira that they brought in with the what were they called?
The Skira, the Fallen,
the Splicer missions.
The Elixir.
Yeah, but like, you remember what were those season Splicer, the 6-man activities called? When you would like go into the Vex network.
Oh fuck! Thingies. I don't know. I was playing them today. I was playing them the other day.
At the end of one of those, they added a new dialogue where overrides. Where thank you, Pancake. Where Mithrax was talking about the fact that they added in this brand new law an activity that's old about how the Fallen had this ancient enemy called Skira that was like you couldn't fight it physically, you had to stop fearing it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the boogeyman for Fallen. Quite possibly something like that. We're dealing with something like that.
And it also doesn't make sense. Why would you give powers to make a creature stronger if you want them to, like, if you're going to destroy them after? You don't turn and go, oh, you got all these light powers, but what I'm going to do is give you an extra darkness power that you can actually harness without any repercussions, like Aramis. And you can harness, and it just makes you more powerful. There's no reason.
We had the issue that Aramis had, but we overcame it. We passed the test. Aramis didn't.
But the test is still this. What were they expecting? Us to go, fucking freeze it? No, they obviously thought somewhere along the line that was one of people are going to pass this test, but it's going to make them more fucking powerful. You're not going to turn and go, all right, use a nuke. I'm going to attack you now, with the opportunity of you using that nuke on me, type of thing.
Yeah,
it wouldn't make.
This is the what's it called? This is the gambit. This is the gambit of the darkness. You make the character that you want on your side even more powerful with this promise of insane abilities and whatnot, in the attempt that they ultimately turn to your side, so they fight against the people that they were once allied with.
I don't know, man. I don't think there'd be more to it.
Well, there is more to it. We just haven't seen it yet. We don't know what the ultimate plan is yet. We just, from what we've seen, we just got this character that came in that goes, "Hey, bro, want some cool new ice abilities?
Hey, dude.
Hey, dude.
Chill.
Bro.
Chill.
You know that guy at the club that's like, hey, bro, you want to get high?
Hey, bro.
Hey,
Hey,
bro.
bro.
Hey, bro. You want to bump, bro?
You want to bump with this? You want to smash a line? No. Watch our Patreon. Go and
watch out, Patreon.
Go to the Patreon.
So
More
much,
on that.
So much coke. Not done live.
But so yeah, but it doesn't to me it just doesn't feel right. You don't turn around and make a person more powerful to maybe like you take their powers away from them. You take their powers away from them, then you offer them power, and then they become more powerful. That you don't turn and go, well, what we'll do, we'll just top you up your power with more power. It doesn't work like that. In war, you reduce the country to fuck all. You give them all the guns, and they're forever in your debt. You just don't go, well, you got nukes, use more nukes. It's just not the way things work.
It's different strategy, isn't it? It's just a different way of fighting that war. Like, you know, we had our powers taken away with Gaul, and all we did was just do everything we could to get our powers back. You know,
True. Yeah.
I mean, obviously it was like 2 missions, but that's because gameplay. Like,
yeah,
that's different. But like the darkness is obviously, well, whatever is controlling it. Is obviously watching us from some sort of distance play out this story and is going, okay, obviously taking away from them doesn't work. So what if I sway them instead? What if it's the same as it's the One Ring from Lord of the Rings, man. It's ultimate power, but at a cost. But that power is constantly chewing away at you without you realizing, and it's slowly we're going to degrade.
But do you think that what would be cool if they kind of like? What would it be fucking cool? I don't know if you talked about this before. Is, you know, the gambit where you have to choose the drifter, you have to choose the vanguard, but it's not really the vanguard. It's just another woman. What if they had the offer of going, right, we are going to split you straight down the middle. We're going to split you straight down the middle. So you choose if you're darkness, if you light, and then you become a dark, and then you side with Savathun, or you become a light, and then you side with the vanguard.
Right. Well, okay. Before we start there, if we chose darkness, we wouldn't be siding with Savathun because Savathun tried to stop us from communing with the darkness.
I'm just using it as a.
I know.
I'm just using it as the bucket analogy again because the bucket's on my mind.
The bucket's on your mind. Can you split me down the middle? I'll split it in the middle like I have with this elastic band on my beard. Oh, okay. We've discussed this idea before just to make story more interesting, but the more I think about it, the more I think on like, and I'm so annoyed that I'm taking it back here. It's same as Trials, where you're splitting up too much stuff and putting too many players in two different pools of gameplay content, and it's like you're developing two lots of story now, and it would work if it was a single player game like Knights of the Old Republic that's coming out again for Star Wars. You know, it's like this massive single player game where you can build this big world where... Oh, sorry, actually a more recent one. Guardians of the Galaxy had tangent storylines-ish with the decisions you can make and shit.
But
It's not... I don't think it works with an MMO unless you do that from the start.
it wouldn't change that much because that's all it do is basically change your vendor with some voices. You just get possibly different armor.
Possibly.
So something like that, you know, like something you should go, all right, 3 new sets of armor, dark armor, 3 new sets of light armor. So one's all shiny, one's all fucking. And if so, if you wanted to pick and you wanted to sacrifice one character that would only work on fucking darkness, who would you pick?
I would pick my Hunter to begin with because I guarantee, and this is the other side of the coin, you got to balance 2 different sets of characters now, and you have to keep in mind that people can't just like switch to the other side. So right now we have like an issue of balance of like subclasses like fucking Hunter Shadow Dive, right? Imagine if I was a hunter that had picked a light side and I couldn't put on Shadow Dive. So it's like there's this whole faction of hunters that I can't go and be on the same level of.
You're right, because you can't, because you have to deal with working with your crutch, like.
Yes, I do. I have to work with my crutches. No, but like, you know what I mean? Like you're balancing, like you're just doubling down on how much balance patching and testing you have to do by splitting it so hardcore.
You just put your Jotun fucking
you know what
shot to dive out.
You know what I used the other day? We went into Iron Banner, myself, Seiko, and Ginger Ninja, and we just went, let's put on Telesto. Oh, what a time that was.
I wanted to, sorry, I'm eating that. I wanted to run 6 stack, 2 sweet businesses on the Titans, 2 Jotuns, and 2 Telestas. I just wanted to
make people angry.
Wreck the game. That's all I want to do is wreck the game. But yeah, so that's the thought that she may came back. She might come back. I don't know. She's kind of disappeared off the face of the earth. Nothing really got said about her or anything like that. It did point out though she was in a cryo chamber or something like that. So because it jumped a big gap of a few hundred years. It jumped a big gap, and that doesn't stop you going back in the cryo chamber.
Yeah, so we're talking about Tracy again. Yeah, well, Tracy was also the like issue. Not the issue. The reason that what was his name? The Vex Hydra that simulated Oryx.
Bob. No, Kura Blade Transport.
Kura, yeah. So when Kura managed to simulate Oryx, Orash, it didn't do that by scanning Oryx. It went back through like all of the Hive history and like found that point where Tracy told the story to the Harmony about how the siblings became the paracausality, and that's how it simulated through that. So that's where a lot of people get like crazy confused of like how this Hydra fucking do the paracausality thing. It's like, well, it didn't. It was more it was more a bait and switch.
He was already Oryx by that time.
Yeah.
And the only thing that she could go back to was Orash before he became paracausality and stuff like that. So look, that was my theory. I thought I'd throw it out.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if Tracy ever comes back. Last we saw, she was still on the run at some point. I think she escaped the Harmony before they got like put into the black hole death machine thing.
Yeah.
That Savathun built. So it's a character that's like because Oryx is the one that was mainly hunting her down, and now Ziva Arath is like targeting Savathun because of the entity. So did Tracy get killed off screen and we just don't know about it. It's just not important anymore. You know, because Oryx is like, we killed Crota, and then Oryx is like, Crota died. Just fucking 180. I'm going to kill all the Guardians now. So
Yeah.
maybe she's gone. I don't think she has access to a throne world to come back in that way. So unless she did some sort of deal with an Ahamkara, or she's like Han Solo getting cryogenically frozen constantly and just getting traveled across the entire universe, who knows?
That's yeah, I got it. Yeah, I understand. All right.
Yeah.
So we got a shit ton of questions. So this
Do we really?
We have, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So look, right. What do you think? This is from Shawnee. I'm going to read them individually as he asked me to.
Cool.
What do you think next season's meta is going to be?
Oh,
I
that's
think-
so hard to say.
I think it's going to be SMG with a new SMG exotic, the one that gives you, because usually the meta is what they give you as an exotic.
But well, the meta of the past. Okay, when we say meta, are we saying meta PvP or PvE?
Oh, look, I would imagine it's just the way the it seems to be the artifact is pushing what meta it is and what it isn't and stuff like that. And then people are modifying what the meta is. So fusion rifles and linear fusion rifles obviously is the meta, because obviously the particle deconstruction allows you to get
Silly DPS.
yeah.
Silly
And so
DPS.
that seems to be the meta.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to be next season?
It's so hard to say because we got this weapon crafting system coming in. So it depends on how that works for starters. Because I think
shit.
so the meta is so heavily defined, one, on what guns are good, but two, how obtainable they are.
Yeah.
So like those hand cannons that were like back like in season 5, like way back when, they were the best guns in the game, but they weren't the meta because not everyone could use them, so everyone just found ways around beating them. So it really comes down to how weapon crafting works, how directly you can weapon craft into a god roll.
Surely they're gonna have to make the glaive
Well,
meta.
that's a special weapon, right? So yeah, it's like how much range does that melee have? How much damage does that?
Look at the sword. The sword is meta within PvE, but you have to get so close to them in PvP that it's a one-hit kill anyway.
Yeah, I can't really say heavy's a meta for PvP.
Yeah.
PvE, like you said, it comes down to artifact. What's like swords were really great because they destroyed Overload. Well, I think they still do destroy Overload champions. You know, it's like it depends on artifact for that. It's so hard to say.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Do you think we will see a sniper meta?
No. And they've said very specifically that they do not want a sniper meta. They do not want a scout rifle meta because it plays poorly.
Yeah, because it's just long distance. You get fucking body tapped and fucking killed. It's if you get shot in the head with a sniper anyway, you're dead anyway.
Yeah.
So what are they gonna do? Make it a body shot, one shot? You'll just have people just shooting either side of the map.
Revoker, remember Revoker going fucking crazy?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Or do you think they'll follow the trend of we got Salvo's grenade launcher next season was a GL meta, then we got Null Composure fusion rifle, and this season we have fusion rifle meta. This season we have Ascendancy, RL, rocket launcher. Do you think we'll see a rocket launcher meta? Like back to what you said before, I don't think heavy is a meta. Depends on what you say in meta. Is it meta in PvP or meta in PvE? Because
I can't see rocket being a meta in PvE either because it's only heavy. Fusions are split across all. Special and heavy, or ND and heavy. I don't even see machine guns being put in this. Like anything that's specifically heavy, I think it's designed to do big points of damage. I know we had Anarchy was the meta technically last season, but that was because of that breach and clear. That wasn't just to make heavy weapons specific slots more powerful. It made all grenade launchers more powerful.
It's hard. If you can shoot a sniper, you're already good. You are very
Mm.
correct. There are some good fucking snipers out there.
Mm.
Rockets, like what Ags just said, heavy, can't really make heavy a meta. You can make it damage-wise, you can output damage. And I would imagine because we are having Galahorn, it could change the way shit goes.
That's true.
Yeah,
But that's a Galahorn meta, not a rocket meta.
yeah,
You see?
that's exactly right. And that's introducing one gun
Mm.
that will fucking wreck everything. And that's even if you can use it with the wolf rounds at
The-
close
Yeah.
range.
Yeah, we'll
because
see.
just say you use Tanix. Tanix is fucking right on your
Oh
doorstep.
my goodness. I didn't even think about Tanix. You're going to get, yeah. Okay.
Like
bows.
Tanix is right on your doorstep. Riven is right on your doorstep. The only one who's not right on your doorstep is GOS,
And
which there's a
Atheon.
little bit of a distance. And Atheon is a little bit of a distance. So, like, all right, machine guns, bows.
Bows fall under the same category as scouts and snipers. It's if you play if you make a meta too heavily into that long distance plink damage of just like pick away at stuff and like precision gameplay, it slows down they've tested it behind the scenes before. We actually asked them about this in the meetup. It slows down their PvP too much and they don't like the way it plays. And we saw this happen with Destiny 2 Vanilla. Crucible, when it was all team shooting and everybody had Mitre Multi-Tools and Jade Rabbits, you know, they would just like peek out together and just like plink plink and then go to the next cover, plink plink plink. It was shit.
Yeah, it's boring, and you have to try and work out. You have to try and run across that sniper alley, and you're dead.
Yeah,
Or you have
exactly.
to run around, and they just turn and go plink plink.
Exactly.
And so they just have to defend one area, and then the other person's attacking, otherwise you're just sitting there plinking each other from halfway across the map from a guy who just rushes.
Exactly.
All right. Do you think there'll be more changes to trials?
Okay, kind of biased answer again. We asked them about this. But I'm gonna give the same generic answer they did. It's just gonna be constant testing until I think end of season 16. We have another, what are they called, trials labs weekend this weekend, and I believe it's the objective one again, but a rework of the objective. Trials reworks are going to keep happening, matchmaking wise, game mode wise, constantly until they find the perfect place. But the perfect place is never going to happen. There's always going to be a large enough outcry of people who just don't like the way it currently works.
But at least they're doing something.
Yeah, I'm happy that they're doing something. I'm a bit annoyed that, well, not annoyed. I'm a bit disappointed that last trials matchmaking didn't work out as intended, and a lot of people felt like they missed out on a lot of lighthouse runs, and their numbers dropped out quite low. That was very disappointing to see. Now they've had to dip back to flawless pool, which I don't think works, and that's unfortunate. But they're trying to just safeguard themselves at the moment. A lot of people want, and I kind of want to see it as well, the week one matchmaking, but I think, like everyone else has also said, that the week one matchmaking worked because we had this massive influx of people trying out trials again for the first time, so it was kind of a skewed schematic.
Yeah.
But I would like to see it just tried.
Yeah. I think I'm my basically what you're saying. All right. I know my answer on this.
Yeah.
What do you think of the return of Galley? Do you think it'll be impressive as it was in the former glory, or will it be post Galley nerf?
So I kind of have a funny anecdote about this. So Seiko messaged me the other day and he's like, I want to play Destiny 1. I said, no, you don't. So he went and bought Destiny 1. He went and paid $90 on the PlayStation Store for Destiny 1 and all this fucking expansions. And I said, go to EB Games and just pay fucking $2 physical. He's like, nah, I'll just go buy this from digital.
It's $2.
I know, stupid. Anyway, so that's what I did. I reinstalled it. I haven't played it yet, but Kay played it today, and they were playing together, running through the story and stuff. And she goes, "Man, I really miss the way Destiny 1 played." And I was like, "Do you have Galahorn equipped still?" She's like, "Yeah, it really is like the old Galahorn that I love, but it doesn't work in Destiny 2. The way it works right now, Destiny 2, just like playing Destiny 1." Just doesn't work. The way we play Vogue is totally different. The way we play any encounter is just totally different. So the return of it, it's gonna feel like a friend that came back but doesn't fit in with the friend group that you have now.
Yeah.
You know?
Look, I think it's gonna be post Galley nerf.
Mm.
They can't put it in as pre because he was just too fucking powerful.
Yeah.
And like you said, it doesn't play the same. And D1, fuck you. Like, come the fuck on. Yes, you think the grass is greener on the other side, but it's got all the fucking dodgy shit that goes with fucking D1.
Exactly.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Fucking ass. No. Yeah. So I think, to be honest, I don't think they should have brought it back. I think you're just using the people are gonna love this shit. It's fucking Galahorn, and it's gonna be like that. What's that fucking one with the skull at the front of it?
The bad juju.
Bad juju. It's gonna be something like that. It's gonna be like, yes, you know these weapons from D1. Yes, they were there.
Yeah.
But they do not work. And you're like, well, Hawkins kind of it's shit. Or bad juju is supposed to do this, but it doesn't do that anymore. Because, like you said, it's changed. D2 is complete, kind of different, standalone from D1.
The only exotic that I can think of off the top of my head that came into Destiny 2 from Destiny 1 that worked as good as it did is Mida Multi-Tool. But that was in Destiny, it was in the vanilla time. So that's when scout rifles were all good. I don't think an exotic has come back and been the same way and performed as well as we remember it performing in Destiny 1. And people are going to, I bet you anything, people are going to jump in the chat and be like, but Outbreak Perfected, it's fucking amazing. Outbreak Perfected works great in Destiny 2, but in Destiny 1, it was Outbreak Prime, and it didn't have the nanos. It was just that pulse rifle Siva thing.
Yeah.
Totally different fucking way it worked.
Nostalgia is awesome. This is your 1 year anniversary as you remember your journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I give up on D1. I fucking hated it.
Yeah.
And I've like D2 now. We've been playing for fucking 4 years. So it's something to me, it's ticking the old ball sack.
Yeah. What's the next question?
All right.
We will get to reminiscing. Relax gamers, don't worry, I've got plans.
I would like to discuss the bucket in the room. I would like to live petition for half price sabotage. You are not getting fucking half price sabotage. Fuck you.
I'll fight Sebs.
Bring it.
They'll stab you in the foot.
All right. I'm wondering if there are any other games that have a good lore as Destiny.
Dark Souls has amazing lore, and Demon Souls, and it's buried very deeply, like Destiny. The Mortal Kombat series has some of the wackiest lore you've ever seen. Halo has really amazing lore. Jack and Daxter series has a really quite fun backstory behind it. Kingdom Hearts has really great fun backstory behind it. These were all games that I played as a kid, and then
anything tied to D&D, like
anything tied to D&D.
Scroll,
Anthem,
Elder Scrolls.
Anthem had amazing.
Fuck off. All right, I'm moving on. If Destiny was a movie plot, what would you go with?
If Destiny had a movie plot,
Mass Effect, yes, another good one.
Mass Effect is amazing lore-wise. If Destiny had a movie plot, what would I go with? That's so, like, broad.
You would have... No, I know. Oh, I tell you what you go with. Monster come up with a great idea. All right, so we always go back to that moon mission where you all fly in, moon mission flying, and then you kind of fighting through, and then you kind of power off to your own team members afterwards.
Yeah.
6 fronts. Movie about 6 fronts of the attacking Fallen. You roll in a massive group, you fight in the Fallen as you're rolling in, and then you go off to defend the wall in your group. Imagine something like that from individual team fights.
That works as a TV series, like, remember the Pacific or Band of Brothers? How is the individual stories? It works as a serialized series, but a movie is like 90 minutes, so you need to care about your characters in 90 minutes, you know what I mean?
Would it be Dredgen?
The Shin Malphur story.
Yeah.
Would work the best. It's a Western story, basic at its core. It's like just about fucking revenge. It's got great characters. It's like, it's already written out, basically.
Basically, yeah.
That one.
Yep, Shin Malphur's got to be. It's got to be. Like,
Yeah.
Shin Malphur is great.
Yeah.
All right.
Shax's helmet stayed on. That's like the Valentine's special.
I thought Machine Gun was going to be meta this season. What happened? They didn't get the proper buff that they required, and they just don't do enough damage.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, it's not going to be meta. It'd be situational greatness.
Yeah. Is Destiny in danger with a new 6-week story cycle of following Star Trek Enterprise, where neither long-time viewers or casual players were happy? Wow.
I think so. I think that the story is not maintaining players as strongly as they were hoping, and I think they're seeing a lot more fall off earlier on in seasons, and not a lot of retention when the season rounds up and people come back to finish the story.
I think it'll be worse if you can play it all out as one. I reckon they'll get the 3-month fucking season. People will smash out the story in the first week, 2 weeks, possibly 3. Give it a month at best, and there'll be a complete fall off until the next season, and there'll be no one.
Well, yeah, that's the problem that they have with big DLC releases. So we've got to find that interesting middle ground. Maybe not so much the story has to be the points that keep people coming back.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, what else can you use? Because you can't keep making more events for 10 weeks. It's like, it's hard. I understand the issue.
Maybe the thought of dungeons every 6 months and raid every 6 months, or yearly raid, yearly dungeon type of thing, that may keep people in.
Well, we got that coming with Witch Queen. We got 2 raids, 2 dungeons, whatever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We'll see. Excuse me.
Yeah, look, I think I like the drip fence. Obviously, other people are on the other side of the fence type of thing. Right. Should the story be for longer arcs as the rest of us just hit the skip bin button?
Why would you want longer arc stories if you're just skipping it?
You need the story to finish. It's PlayStation 5 will allow more players at the same time. You need more.
Okay. So the question isn't just PlayStation 5. It's next generation will allow more players to play at the same time. The answer is, from a hardware perspective, yes. From a servers engineer perspective, no. You have to remember that this is a hosted lobby that you enter, not a dedicated server. So someone is hosting it every time you spawn into a player space. The first player into that player space becomes the host, and you are connecting through them to a server space. So it's like it's a bit more complicated than my PC is now like a 3080 Ti, and I got these amazing fucking graphics cards with amazing specs. It still won't. It's diminishing returns. Eventually, it just can't get any faster, any better.
Yeah, it's a 12-year-old server as well.
Yes, even older. It goes back to Halo 3.
Yeah.
So
it's a 12-year-old AI even.
Yeah.
It's a 12-year-old AI, and it's also a 12-year-old server.
Yeah.
So yes, they like I said, it is hosted. It is the opportunity of it is the issue with having dedicated servers. The issue with that is, one, they cost a fucking bomb. Two, if every time you transfer from one game to the next, or just say you wanted to go to Mars, just say EDZ into Crucible, you'd have to log back out, log back into Crucible. You'd have to log back out of there and go into Gambit. The transfer between them isn't fluid, and that's a hard one as well.
The best way you can probably picture it is if anyone's ever played a multiplayer game like Halo or Call of Duty where they do have dedicated servers, think about how you have to go into a specific game mode. Like you play Halo and it's like, I want to go play Capture the Flag now. So you back all the way out of the menus and then you go back through a series of menus. Now imagine having to do that with every aspect of Destiny. Now, I know you have to go to orbit to go to certain spaces, but it's like all the way back out of multiplayer. Like you can go from, everything is always multiplayer, so you can go from a raid and then go straight from that raid straight into a Crucible playlist. You don't have to go through a series of menus.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what dedicated servers causes. So like when people say, I want dedicated servers because I want a better connection, blah, 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 blah. It's like, well, you want a brand new system is what you want.
Yeah.
Not just this one-step solution.
It's a difficult situation. It's
exactly.
Fucking bomb. It's a costing bomb, and they'd have to have dedicated servers for each part. So they have dedicated servers for Crucible's dedicated service of Gambit, and they'd all have to run separately. And so, like Ag said, you have to bounce back out, go back into Gambit. Oh, I want to go change Gambit. Oh, I want to go do PvE now. And then you have to bounce back out, and then you go back into there. It's a fucking nightmare. It's not as easy as just going, fuck it, I want dedicated service.
Exactly. Also, if you think your matchmaking times are bad now, your matchmaking times would be fucking horrendous if we just had dedicated servers. Because imagine queuing up to get onto the server, like you're waiting for a team to finish it, then you could take their spot. Essentially, that's why we host.
So you've got possibly, just say you got 1 million people who plays Crucible, and there's 1,200,000 people want to play it. Like
exactly
1,200,000 people. You have to wait for that 200 people to get out.
Yeah.
200,000 people to get out for you to jump back in. It's just like what we deal with when there's a new release.
Yeah,
that you have
yeah.
You're 52,000 of whatever the fuck it is, and so it'll be like that almost continuously.
Exactly.
Right. What cleaning product sponsor? These are all off Vince, by the way. What cleaning product sponsor should we go with, as both of your rooms need a makeover?
Windex.
Yeah, fuck yeah. If you was to design the ultimate raid, what would it include and involve?
If I was to design the ultimate raid, what would it include and involve? Oh, that's a deep question. Do you have any thoughts on this?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking to chat. I would like, the only thing I would like is not base damage to a boss. I would like a mechanic to do damage to a boss.
Yeah.
You have to do a fucking number of certain things, blah, 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 and that will do damage on a boss. Not sit there, bang, you get your damage window, you are do. Cool, I've got a meta, I'm going to fucking wreck this fucker in one fucking round. That's my issue.
I kind of like the way that raids started going in Destiny 2. So Destiny 1 raids were like, the raids were the finishing up point to the campaign. With the campaign, you could run through the entire time solo, and then you didn't really get the ending until you finished the raid, like King's Fall or Wrath of the Machine. Not Wrath of the Machine. Yes, Wrath of the Machine. But in Destiny 2, you finish your campaign, we beat Gaul, and that was the end of that. And then the Leviathan showed up later, and it was its own individual story piece.
Yeah.
And so that would be the only input I would want, is like, keep raids separate story-wise, but make them a interesting story beat that happens. And like, I'm kind of fine with Callus coming back in different ways, but like, you know, we had like our own little story world with the Leviathan.
Yeah,
so
okay.
I kind of like that.
So you want to build up to the raid, like where Vogue has just dropped, bang, this is Vogue.
Yeah, exactly.
Last Wish was a kind of a story up to it, and
yeah, we got the ending in the raid, and I don't like that. I'd rather the raid be separate story-wise, but it's its own contained story moment. You know, like it's a character that we go in and we learn about them, and then we kill them. You know,
Wrath, just all Wrath.
Wrath was such a crazy mechanics raid, kind of like Scourge. But yeah,
something like that. Like, dude, that's Scourge of the Past. You have to turn around and do this to get the boss to fucking drop its shield, and then you can do damage. I understand that's what we do, but I want to just, you don't have to do damage. You're not shooting it with the meta. It is basically behind the mechanic that you're doing that will damage the boss. You just bring a bloody nuke down on his head. Or
technique beats them, not a specific loadout. Yeah.
And everybody has to have a challenge. There's no carrying people. There's no, well, you just shoot that person over there, and that person, you don't need to do damage. It's everybody's got to fucking roll.
Yeah.
Like DSC.
Yeah.
Right. Can we sponsor dual bucket run strike where both of you guys have it on and the voice chat must guide you? No. Because it is a 30 seconds delay. Give us a 10, 20 seconds delay. It will be fucking boring.
Yeah.
Because it'll just be me running it all. But what I reckon we should do, I've got an idea, and I'll put it out on the thing. After this thing. All right. Wait out. Can we have a shout out and say thank you for all those who have helped contribute to the Gambit prizes? Many want to stay quiet, so thank you to those. So Go.
I want to say shout out to all you guys, but please stick around to the end of the show because we have something special for you guys.
Right.
that.
I'd like to say thank you to Vince. I'd like to say thank you to Ags, who has actually edited this shit. Every week he edits it and he has to deal with me going, it isn't done. It isn't done. It isn't done. And he doesn't get enough thanks. And Vince doesn't get enough thanks. And all you fuckers are absolutely fantastic. Like I said this morning. Right. So what I'm going to do, my thoughts, okay? Pressage is going.
Yeah.
We know Pressage is going in February.
Yeah.
I want to do a stream, a sabotage stream, where everybody that we can get into chats, either fucking Discord, either in PSN, however we fucking do it, game chat, as many people as possible, and they run off the same sabotage rules that I have in stream, but with their own forfeit. So instead of the bucket on their head, they have their own sabotage. You can run around your fucking room. You can do 10 press ups. You can fucking turn around in a circle for 10 minutes. I don't give a fuck.
Whoa.
Solo pressage, though. Everybody solo pressage on normal. So there is no time and you have to get to the end as quickly as possible, but you're under the same sabotage rules. So change kinetic, change special, change heavy, change fucking exotic. Use your super whenever you want. Leroy Jenkins, that thing.
Leroy Jenkins.
Bucket challenge, I think, and I am going to add more. But that's what I want. Just around about Christmas, coming like the end of December when everybody's like chilled out, I think. I want 50 people. Pancakes involved, he's already said. Ninja
Legend.
Chicken's involved.
Legends.
You're involved. Seiko's involved. Vince
Am I?
Fuck yeah. You don't even get a choice. But this is what we're going to do.
I'm busy that day.
This is what I want to do. Right before thing, I want just everybody to run pressage, but I want the, not abuse, but the banter within Discord chat. I just want it to be a fucking mess.
Okay.
And that's my plan for December after the PvE. Whether the PvE is in January, I'm not too sure.
How many more questions we got?
That's it.
That's it. Okay.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay. We'll sort out that pressage thing at some point. The only thing is we have to do that individually. Like someone has to run one at a time. So we get no. So we get as many people into that stream as possible to do.
So we can multi-stream. There's a website that you can have up to 6 people multi-streaming at the same time. It's called multi-stream. So you just go in, you put all your Twitch names. There you are.
Oh yeah, true.
And you're gonna get 6 people in. So the main stream. I don't want to say main streamers, but they could be drinks involved. We put a hydrate in there. And so we can have the hydrate. Oh, it's a thing, but look on the side, don't do it. But so you can put the hydrate in there. So when people turn on and use channel points, they can hydrate. If they use subs, they can make you do a forfeit. So like I said, the bucket thing is what I do. Ags, you wanted to run around the whole of your house. I don't know how long that will actually take.
I'd have to set up a series of cameras and then
Naked.
No, I wouldn't do it naked.
But whatever your forfeit is going to be, working for it could be in your room. It could be in your room. I reckon just spin around on your chair for 10 and be fucking hilarious.
Oh, I'd vomit.
But
so much spitting.
Something like that, and that I'm gonna knock her. I'm gonna ask people to jump in and stuff like that and see what they want to do.
Okay, cool. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got about 15 minutes left. So this is our 1 year anniversary. So let's go back and just, I don't know, what are your thoughts on how this year has gone? What are your goals for year 2, if you have any for the podcast?
I surprised it's still running after a year. I'm like,
I'll just shut it down.
I'll
stop uploading. I get it. Fine.
I'm still like, I'm glad I'm like, I don't know. I want to be more in the front of people's minds as a podcast related to Destiny. I want just not the I'm going to say indie
Hmm?
because we're still quite low as an indie podcast, but I want to possibly get up. I want to do more meetups, like where we sit in the same room and we have a conversation about
Yeah.
the podcast. I want, like we do in the meetup, we trying to sort out the meetup for the.
We messed up there. We couldn't do any big events for our first year because we started our podcast in the middle of a global pandemic. So...
But yeah, I want more guests on. I want to start getting, if we can, slightly just get up the guests. Like we've had some absolutely fantastic guests on this year. Like
yeah.
Sika, Pancake, Ninja Chicken, like all the guests that came for that I can't actually remember. And just grow as a fucking podcast. I don't know. How about you?
Oh Jesus. I want to add more to this show. Like I know we do the Patreon, and then I'm trying to get back into Relaxed Law, and you know we do so much streaming and everything where we can. But I want to add like something. You got a dog in your background. Something to this, and this is going to be like a little bit of a tease. I'm in the works with Vince at the moment, for a little. I'm going to just call it a bit at the moment. I'm not going to reveal anything yet, but this is year 2 stuff that we're working on at the moment. Just sort of make this more of a show, make this a bit more unique. Because like I know we get on and we read the TWAB and we do the law and all of that great stuff. But kind of feels samey to a lot of shows, a lot of podcasts. I listen to a lot of other Destiny podcasts and they all kind of do the same thing that we do. I feel like our energy is way better than a lot of other podcasts.
Yeah.
Just a bit of a fucking toot my own toot toot. But, you know, yeah, I just want to add more to this and make this feel like something that's like truly unique in the Destiny world that is our space, that people will like get excited because it's not just because it's a Destiny podcast, but it's like, oh, it's that thing this week, you know?
Are you going to let me in on this or?
No, you don't get to know.
Okay.
It's an Anthem podcast.
Right. Fuck you. Okay. All right.
But that's just the way my mind works. I'm constantly thinking of like how to evolve. So it's been a year. Do you have a favorite moment? Do you have a favorite point that you can like go, that was it? He's
I don't know.
he's deep in thought at the moment.
I don't know. And I don't fucking know. I think there was a significant change when a certain thing happened, and then the energy went. And I'm not going to point out whether
There was a dynamic shift there. Yes,
yeah,
there was.
yeah. And after that, it was great. There's some time where I'm so hyped when we get like II Seeker on, and just the energy and just the fucking great. We've got a great guest on. Any guest on that you can have an enjoyable podcast with is, yeah, it's great. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Every guest we've had. Pancake hasn't been on this show yet. He keeps calling himself out in the chat. He's been on the Patreon podcast and he was a great deal of fun, so I'll count it.
We'll get him in. He's coming.
He's coming.
I was planning to get him in the beginning of December, to be honest.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Cock tease. Oh jeez, favorite moment. I don't even have a favorite moment myself. Man, when we first did our first, honestly, my favorite moment was probably actually starting way back a year ago. Sitting in that garage, and it was audio only, and we sat there for 3 hours, and we spoke for maybe an hour about Destiny, if that. We went on like the stupidest, longest fucking tangents about nothing, about like why we started playing.
Yeah.
It was, don't listen, if you're in the show right now, don't go back and listen to it.
Yeah, if you want to start.
Fucking awful.
Start about 12.
Don't even
I
start.
think it is.
Yeah, start at 20. Jesus Christ. Give yourself some breathing room. But like, it's not because it was an amazing moment. It's because I just, like you said, I didn't expect it to really get this far. But I don't know. It was a funny beginning looking back at where it is now. And it's like, it's only been a year comparatively, like in life. But what a year it's been. What we've done is just, I can't believe we've done it. I'm very excited for year 2.
Yeah, look, it's
When we talk about our days, this is your favorite moment. That's my favorite moment too.
most of mine are usually fucked up, but I haven't been at work. I haven't been doing anything dodgy this week. But
yeah.
it's just chilling, coming in Thursday, having a few drinks, talking crap,
Yeah.
talking about a game, talking about something that we enjoy. It's not just talking about Destiny, because obviously sometimes there isn't anything about Destiny, but we can still. What gets me is we can still converse for an hour and a half on something that we enjoy, even though there's nothing really going on within Destiny.
Yeah.
Understand? Yeah, like we can throw theories out there. We can have a conversation with the guys, and we can have a conversation amongst ourselves. And if we want to roll, that we can just kind of roll and just meander. It's not a hard push sort of conversation, because some of these podcasts that we listen to are like,
Ooh.
yeah, what did you do? I was like, yeah, I did this. Insert canned laughter.
We say that, but there's been a few times where like we'll sign off and then we'll go, man, I was struggling there to keep that conversation going. Not because we weren't enjoying each other, but it's like I just couldn't think of anything to say. But the next day, our Discord every single time would just be like, best episode yet. You guys just always keep the energy up. You're always having a great time. I'm surprised, and I'm so grateful that everyone that watches and everyone that listens around the world. I actually that might be my favorite moment when I think it was uploaded like episode like 35, 40, and it like I clicked on the when I'm on the page, it's like, where has your podcast been downloaded recently? And there was like, usually it's like America, Australia, and UK, because our friends are from there. But this time, it was a series of countries, and I could scroll down the series of countries. I was like, oh my God. It was kind of just like a little personal moment of, wait a minute, where are these people finding us? How are they finding us? Are we getting discovered in places? Like, it was just, it was this little internal moment that I had of, wait, people listen? People enjoy this?
Yeah, because it is. You are right. Because like we've met some people. We've met some great friends. Look at fucking Pancake. He sits in our thing.
Oh, Jesus, Pancake.
Look at Discord. Where I keep going to the missus. I go, we just broke 300 people in our Discord.
Yeah.
Like we're on 306 at the moment.
Yeah.
And we got people leaving. We got people coming in. We got fucking people going in. Like even like look at our streams. We have people coming in. We got guys from Canada that come in and have a fucking bit of conversation. Look at Vince. He's our greatest supporter, and he does fucking everything for us. He even wipes my ass. That's some fucking
Copter, if you're out there, I remember when Copter first came in, and he's like, I'm from Romania. I was like, I didn't even know you could get my stream in Romania.
Yeah, and just the growth. I just love just talking shit.
Yeah. So that's probably, this is us saying thank you to you guys, by the way, in the chat and in the audio podcast. Thank you for listening to us. Thank you for all of the support that you've given us over this year. For buying our merch, for watching our streams, for downloading the show. You guys are the ones that keep us going. Otherwise, we would have given up ages ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's really been you guys just listening to us and making it feel like that we're actually doing something here. It truly means the world to us that you've stuck it out as much as we have. So, look, I'm going to sign us out here. I have thrown something together at the end here. So I'm going to tell you to turn up. I'm going to tell you to jump over to the stream, turn up the volume so you can see it in here, because you obviously can't see it on my end. But I'm going to sign us out here. So the thing's going to play, and then I'm going to raid out to someone else. So I'll say goodbye. Do you have anything else to say before we go?
Cheers, guys. Fuck you all.
Cheers, guys. Fuck you all. All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. If you want to follow us, you can follow us here at twitch.tv/Agnikai_God. If you want to follow us on social media, just search Relax Guardians. You will find us anywhere. Go to our store, relaxguardians.com/store. Check out the merch. Check out the Discord if you need a link. Come and jump in the tournaments. It's been great fun. Thank you so much. Check out the YouTube channel, Relax Guardians. Thanks, guys. I'm rambling here. So excited. All right. Peace out, everybody. Bye. All right. Are we ready?
Yeah, man. Let's do this.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 48 of the Relax Guardians podcast. 47 of the Relax Guardians podcast. I'm your host, Agnikai, joined as always by my co-host, Sebs. How you doing, Sebs?
Almost a fucking year.
Almost a year. I don't even know what we're going to do for a year. I'm going to have to do something special. We have to edit something together.
Naked. Fucking swimming pool there.
Hot tub stream.
Hot tub
1
stream.
year. Confirm.
This is a family-friendly stream. Ignore 5 minutes ago, but family-friendly. Honey soy chicken chips, man.
That's always a weird thing to call your mum.
Come on, kids. What is wrong with you people? Alright, I'll take the relic first.
What am I doing?
You're Venus first. Chaos!
Oh, you fucking dickhead!
You didn't even let me get through the door.
Fucking change weapons, you dumb. Fuck's sake.
Oh fuck, I didn't
glad I
rally.
did that in the Gorgon.
Oh no shit, dickhead! You barely got in the door before you fucking charged him.
When we first started doing this podcast, we had no idea what we were doing. I was in a garage. Sebs was in a room full of plants. We were audio only. We were reading lore books straight from the game, and it was bland and dry as all shit. But as we kept pushing through it, we grew a connection with our audience, and we grew a connection with each other that sort of just kept us pushing ourselves. And we've really achieved more than I was ever going to expect from this podcast. Getting to talk to people like II Seeker, Ninja Chicken, Private Pancake, even getting to jump into a Bungie Discord. Everything that Sebs has done, that Vince has done in the background, all of it has just created this place, this show that I'm truly, truly proud of. What does Destiny mean to you as of right now? What has Destiny done for you? What does it mean to you?
I'm glad you're going first.
Like wanking material?
Sure.
No,
Not in tomorrow.
Thigh gap.
Mara's thigh gap.
What's Destiny brought to me? Like, it's brought me out of my comfort zone. When Agnikai first met me, I was like, I fucking hate streamers. I fucking hate them. I hate the way they talk. Hey man, hey, how are you? Yeah, bud, thanks for the bits. And it's just brought me out of that where I've kind of broadened my horizons. We've done this where I don't usually talk to people and stuff like that. And it's made friends. Like, I wouldn't have people in America that I can call friends and ags in butthole and fucking bridges and stuff like that. I just, that's it. Just friendship. That's all I've got. Fuck you.
And that's what Destiny means to me. Destiny is a community. It's a place where I can go to have fun with my friends and just feel relaxed and have a good time with the people that I play with. Whether we raid, we play trials, play Crucible, we host Gambit tournaments, we host Crucible tournaments. Anytime that I jump into Destiny, there's always somebody there to play with, to talk to have a laugh with. I just want to say thank you to you guys for that. I wouldn't be here today without you.